Hey, everybody. You know what time it is. Welcome to Devon County, our recap and review show for all things Lovecraft Country, which is on HBO. As usual, you know who I am, but I'll introduce myself regardless. I am your humble tour guide, Anthony Sterling, and joining me, as always, Ashley effing bro, thug supreme, makeup artist extraordinaire, esthetician genius, or
Very good.
genius esthetician. Yeah, just because I have a
Yes, you're
list that
fancy.
I can pronounce words.
Oh,
I
yes, you did
smart,
good.
I
Mm-hmm.
is smart, I is kind,
Kind.
and I don't know what the hell else she
I
told
know.
that little child in the help, but
That poor baby.
so be it. Yeah, that poor child. But anyway, tough titty. She probably became a senator and fucked up black people in her state anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on. Now people gonna be like, you can't diss the help. Yes, I can.
Mississippi.
Also, well,
Do
you
better.
never know. Also, as usual, poet extraordinaire, Miss Gadir McHale is with us again on episode 6. Yay! Now, sadly, we had to send Melissa Newell off on an assignment for another tour. So hopefully she, as well as her tourists and her group, come back and not get slaughtered by Shaggoth. Usually Melissa gets away. Sometimes other folks don't, but hey, they signed a waiver, so good luck. So joining us for the second time, or back for the second time, Rude Girl, Jamaican, Brooklynite, because she is from Brooklyn. She's from, how do they say it? She's from South Carolina by way of Brooklyn.
There you
Uh,
go.
Model, soon to be runner of paparazzi. Paparazzi jewelry. I've called
Okay.
it. I'm putting it out in the damn universe. She
And I
will be
snatch
not
it.
only a board member, but goddamn, she will be the president of said company.
Seat at the
That
table.
is,
Seat at
Yes,
the table.
ma'am.
hey,
Damn the
one of the
tables.
elite.
She's taking the whole damn building. Damn the table. The tables, we want buildings now. Tables are
Right.
nice, but buildings are better. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Topeka Van Horn is in here, and I'll
Hi,
do it for all the ladies.
everyone.
So all of us tour guides have seen. Well, let's just get into it. We have seen episode 6, titled "Meet Me in Daegu." Daegu is a town, or I guess at that time, not call it a town, in Korea. This is during the Korean War, not just conflict, as many would say. I kind of consider Korea. Let me stop sounding like my grandfather. When I was in Korea, Korea, that war to me has been one of the forgotten ones.
Yeah.
It's never been one of the situations we are in that's been glorified as, say, World War II, because World War II was the war, or Vietnam, because Vietnam is definitely where America showed its ass and got it, you know,
Standards
pound.
on, right?
And it's never been really spoke about unless you were, like I was because of my dad, a fan of MASH, because MASH, the
Mm.
television show, as well as
It
the movie,
was.
takes
Mm-hmm.
place during the Korean War.
You're
So
right. Yeah.
yeah, like you don't see a lot of it. Oh,
Mm-mm.
also, if you were a fan of Good Times, James Evans was a Korean War veteran. He went to
Oh, I didn't
Korea.
know that. That's
He
some
Never
fought
knew
in
that.
trivia.
Korea. Yeah, here's a little
Wow.
trivia. And shout out
Mhm.
to Carl Jones, the amazing animator and
Yeah.
producer, who's handling the Good Times comeback on Netflix, which is going to be an animated series. Look, make your face, but if you have not watched the Boondocks, if you have not watched Black Dynamite animated series, that is
Okay.
Carl Jones. I have
Okay.
faith in
Okay.
brother Carl. I
All right.
have faith
Okay.
That's
Good.
fine.
because his artwork
We
as
accept.
okay,
Right.
he
He's
All I need
brave
to know.
to
That's
take
all I
he's
need
on
to
a
know.
classic like
exactly.
that.
It
Right.
is a
Yeah.
very brave undertaking. All I'm asking is, and I think I told him that on Twitter because I congratulate him, brother. Please don't kill James
Mm.
Can we have a black man to stay
to
alive?
stay alive.
A father, a black father that doesn't
Exactly.
bleed?
Let's not kill him.
Exactly.
Let's not kill him.
Can we?
He can be angry. He can have high blood pressure.
He could throw all the shit. I just want him there. Present.
Exactly. I don't need another punch bowl breaking with
Right.
damn. I just don't need it. Let that black
It
man
could be
live.
for another reason.
Exactly.
Damn gotta be in there, but for
You
other
know.
reasons.
So, with that, Korea is the focal point. In previous episodes, we have had Tick talk about, he never talked about what went on in Korea. He has spoken about Gia or Gia. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. But we never truly saw her. We only saw her in the first episode as the Princess of Mars, and she had pink skin. The next time we saw her, it was in a vision that the Lodge as well as the Braithwaites were using to mess with Tick's head. And we saw them beating the crap out of each other. And with Tick being on top and choking her. We've heard stories about her when he told Letty about the relationship that he had. And how did it end? Well,
weird. It ended weird.
Lord, did we see how weirdly it
Babe,
ended.
that was an understatement.
I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, that was pretty weird.
I was sitting there the whole time like,
what's going on?
What is that? Oh, what is that?
What the hell?
And the way they introduced her,
I wasn't ready.
She just seemed like she was out of place.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't fit in with the other girls.
Did.
You know, she was.
Yeah, she did.
You know, and also shout out to Jamie Chung, who plays her. Who, here's another little bit of trivia. Anyone knows where she first made her debut in front of the public eye?
Where?
No, The Real World. Jamie Chung.
Goddamn lie.
I ain't no goddamn lie.
Real
I'm a goddamn
world.
truth sayer. She was in the San Diego season that no one cares about.
Wait,
the first
wait a minute. That's
No,
with Puck?
girl. No,
The Real
San
World.
Francisco. The Real World, not Road Rules. The Real
I'm
World.
thinking different world.
Not Different World.
Lost.
Girl, Different World was
like,
long canceled by the time she came in.
She don't look that old.
No, God, oh Lord, no.
Remember.
No, She was in the
Which
San
one?
Diego season.
San Diego.
Yeah, that was a season no one cared about. I think there was a David on there. See, people will say, well, wait a minute. I didn't remember her in San Francisco.
Puck?
No,
that
Puck was San Francisco. That was
San
season
Francisco.
3.
Okay, that was the best season to me.
Yeah.
I still say season 1 because
The first and
somebody
second.
answer the phone. That'll always be my favorite. But Heather B, you know, because she was down with BDP. So I was like, yeah, we got hip hop in there. We got
that was
Kevin, who became a wonderful writer at
right. Kevin Powell.
Kevin Powell, and a politician at one point. So you know, New York, it's where it started. But no, Jamie had her start on The Real World, San Diego.
Wow.
Go back and look. It's very shocking. But she was also in other shows. I think she was in like Dead or Alive, which was based on the video game, which wasn't good. She's been on a lot of TV shows, but she's been around, and she's a pretty good actor. And it was
she's amazing.
Oh yeah,
she did very well.
She's amazing.
She's really good.
The way she played Gia. I want to say it correctly because I do not want people to say you're butchering her name, and I'm like,
the demon.
Oh well,
the nine-tailed demon.
Fox. Which
demon,
props to that. If you are a anime fan, you should have been happy.
Yeah,
you should have been happy, even though it was the Korean version of Kumio, right? Kumio or Kimio? Yeah, Kumio. You have. Pretty much all of it does start in China. The China had the nine-tailed fox spirit. I can't pronounce it, so I won't pronounce it. And, you know, then Korea has theirs, which is the Kumio. And then Japan, which is the Kitsune, which is my favorite because of the whole thing of it can be a guardian or it can be a trickster spirit or it could be an evil, a vengeful spirit. And, you know, researching the whole thing about the Kumio in Korea, it's pretty much the same, but most of the stories it's like, oh no, turns into a woman, tricks a man, eats his liver or his heart. Just depends on the story. So so I really
did more than that.
Oh, it did more than that. You know, but I was freaking out because looking at the previews from after episode 5, I was like, what's coming out of her ear and I had to keep looking at it. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
okay, well, she's probably a demon.
Right.
You know,
Because it looked like a centipede or something.
Right. It looked like a centipede. But then when you actually watch the episode, because she's a nurse, she's taking care of people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like the perfect serial killer.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I look to be very nice. I look to be very helpful, but at the same time, you know, I'm blowing up motherfuckers left and right. You know, they explode.
Yeah.
You
As
know.
they're
I tell you no
exploding.
lie. I tell you guys no lie. They almost lost me because
Well,
when those things started coming out, I thought she was turning into a spider.
Right.
I don't do spiders. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
If she start wrapping him up in a
was
cocoon,
fuzzy.
oh girl.
Yeah.
It looked like spider limbs because it was like fuzzy.
Right.
And,
But once it started curling, and I started looking at it, and I
it
said to
came out of
myself,
her eyes and her mouth. Ugh.
well,
Girl.
for me, when they started really talking about it, and I think it was a mother had said something, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. She's
not her daughter.
She's a demon, but I didn't know about the daughter thing. I just kept looking at it like, okay, she's got to be a demon.
Yeah.
But which demon? And then when I saw the tails come out the ears, I was like, okay, that's fur. And then they started coming out nose. I'm like, 1, 2, 3,
Okay,
4,
I got
5,
you.
between the legs. Oh my Lord, it is Karama. Where is Naruto? What the heck?
Yes, that's what I thought.
Come on, Naruto Uzumaki. Let's because Uzumaki means seal. Let's seal her back. Where is the old man? Where's Saratobi? Where is the Hokage? God damn it, let's go.
She's unbridled.
She is truly
and
uninterrupted.
And I couldn't understand. I was like, why this woman who's apparently her mother? Because at first I thought she was a madam. And she was like, you need to bring a man home. And I'm like, what's she going to do? Rob him? I was like, oh, Lord, they're going to try to rob Tick. And he's going to turn out crazy or whatever. Because I'm like, why does she want this girl to bring a man home so bad? And then I thought she was attracted to her nurse friend, co-worker.
Oh, yeah. I felt that a little bit.
You could see that was
the way they were touching each other.
Right.
Yeah, and she did her socks like her. I was like, oh, okay.
But I think it was because she couldn't pull. Even though she was pulling, how can I continue to pull? Or matter of fact, how are all the men so attracted to her?
Right.
And she befriended her.
She's trying to mimic her, right?
She's trying to mimic. And you also see that she doesn't have feelings. She's devoid of human emotion, but she has to learn how to play as a human.
Right.
If you look at all those, like a lot of Asian mythology about a lot of spirits who become human or use human guise, they're always trying to learn how to become more human in order to be either free of their curse of being demons or killing, plain and simple. How can I be the perfect human to, kind of
attract prey
or become the perfect human to be loved and adored like all humans are? Because if you notice, that's really what she wanted.
Yeah.
Because like she even said it, even before that, when she had that little snap, when the mother was basically saying, look, you just have to fulfill your promise and I get my daughter back. And she started singing the song and she's like, I never heard the song before. How do I remember this song? And she started fussing with the mom, and then she started putting the business out on the street. You sat there and you knew father loved me, but at the same time, that wasn't a love that should have been. Because
her stepfather
that
was preying on a mother and her daughter that was ashamed of being unwed and with a child.
And for me, I'm sorry, Gadir.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was gonna say it was that butterfly song, like you were saying, and I took notes, and she sang herself to sleep every time her husband would rape her, and it was like, it's so cringy just to even thought that having children is like, oh my God, don't even look at my child, like
But that goes to, this kind of still carries on the theme, even though it was a completely different type of episode. It still carries the theme of who are the real monsters.
Right.
Exactly.
Humans.
Yes.
Right.
Humans.
Yeah.
No matter the culture. No matter the culture, no matter the skin color. Humanity
Regardless
is
of
a monster within itself.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's what triggered this monster to, I'm not sure what deal, I still don't understand the deal that the mother made? Like,
Mm.
for what?
Well, and the question is, did
Mhm.
Gia survive the abuse or did
Right.
she
Right.
die?
Yeah,
And
because
Oh, gotcha.
you know,
because the mother was saying that she was saying that she sees some of her daughter in her, and
yeah,
she
Yeah.
was saying that she wants her daughter back because she reminds her of her daughter.
right,
And then when she
Mhm.
started singing the nursery rhyme, her mother was like, yes, that's it, I taught her that when she was a child.
right,
And then that's when she flipped. She was like, no, this is the memory that I'm getting from your husband.
yeah.
Right.
I'm not getting this memory from your daughter. I'm getting it from your
Right.
husband
Your daughter
because
This is
has
she
what
gone.
she was
sung.
singing.
Yeah, she
Right.
sung this song
Mhm.
while your husband was raping her.
Right.
You know,
And when
And
she
oh, that
came
was,
forth.
yeah, she shut her down real quick.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, the mama was trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
well,
even the part where her best friend was telling her, mothers want what's best for them. Some mothers want what's best for them and
For
not what's
right,
them.
best
and
for
Yeah.
never the
us.
child. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
That's
Yeah.
very true.
it's
Yeah.
so true. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and the thing about Bring a Man Home, at first I was just like, oh, okay, this is traditional, old school.
Right. To
You're
marry
not,
off.
you marry off, and
Mhm.
you get the dowry, and our house is respected because you found
Mhm.
a good man that'll take care of you, but
Mhm.
not only you take care of me because I'm
Right.
your mammy.
Right.
And you come to find out, no, bring a man home so you could kill that son of a bitch, so I could
We
get
can
my
get
daughter
these
back.
points.
Yeah.
Right. We need
100
to
Right.
souls.
yeah,
These
we
bodies,
gotta
right.
I gotta click this card in order to get my daughter back. And
Mm.
what I enjoyed, like, we'll just say, I'll be brutally honest, it's not the greatest episode. So, since watching, the first five, I called it a filler episode. It needed to answer a question
Mhm.
of what the hell happened to Tick in Korea. Like, they needed this, they felt like they needed to throw this episode in.
Right.
But what I enjoyed in talking about, like, how do you become more human or how do you become more like something else, was if you read the title of the episode, Meet Me in Daegu, it's based on Meet Me in St. Louis.
St. Louis.
And if
Mm.
you ever saw the movie, and the movie does star the great Julie Garland, which was
Mhm.
directed by her husband, Vicente Maselli, who is Liza Minnelli's father.
Mhm.
Um, the whole point of the movie is, how do I become this to get here?
Right.
Because I think it's Julie Garland's character that's trying to emulate her friend in
Mhm.
order
Wow.
to get the guy, you know.
Yeah.
So, and
Mhm.
I haven't seen Meet Me in St. Louis, or if you're from the old days, Meet Me in St. Louis, um, since I was a
Mhm.
kid. But it's one of those great MGM movies that,
Classic. Yeah.
it's a
Mhm.
classic. And
Mhm.
yes, there's no black people. Totally
Mhm.
understandable, but it's movies I
Right.
was raised with because that's what my dad watched. So I watched it, but I loved it.
Mhm.
And I loved her little number, that she did when the theater was empty.
Right.
Because even before you find out that she is a spirit, the fox spirit, she was showing some humanity
Mm.
and having a childlike imagination.
Right.
The little girl,
Mhm.
GI as a child, having to sing a lullaby or sing this little nursery rhyme to still feel like a kid when there's a grown ass man on top of you molesting you and harming you. She
Mhm.
had to find her safe place, and the theater is now the safe place for GI now,
Mhm.
because the movies were a way to escape. So I thought that was really, really cool. And the whole motif of having those old MGM movies being so grandiose,
Right. Mhm.
okay, and so white,
Right.
but so happy,
Mhm.
Mhm.
because let's be honest here, even though she's right now, there's a sign of peace.
Mhm.
She's in a peaceful place because it starts in 1949.
Mhm.
The real shit don't hit until late 49, early 50.
Right.
And, she's kind of in a comfort zone. So all she got to do is bring a man home, collect that chip, keep it moving. But now there's this new threat that comes in the form of America is here to save you.
Right.
Oh
And
my
it's
gosh,
like,
and they were littering everywhere. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd have been like, who gonna clean this
Right.
shit up?
We're here to save
Yeah.
you by
And
making
you're
Take
shit
it
dirty in my
out.
worse.
house. You're
Mhm.
Right.
dirty in my house here.
Mhm.
But even at the speed dating thing,
Mm-hmm.
You know,
He's
it
talking about
was,
the propaganda.
yeah,
Like she's a fan of the propaganda,
because
which I like the woke guy because he was like, you know, this
you
ain't.
love this
I
shit,
don't want no woman that love this shit because this
right?
ain't what our traditions, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
And
whose side are you on?
right. You know, and it's like, look, it took us years, centuries for us to be our own people.
Right.
Mhm.
And you just gonna let these
Love the
Americans come
Western.
in, yeah, let the Westerners come in and just wipe that out. Are you out your mind? I can't deal with you. But once
Mhm.
again, we still didn't know old girl was a spirit. Spirits ain't got
Yeah.
time for that.
And she
They
didn't
ain't
know.
worried about that shit.
You're right. And then
You
she
know,
didn't know any better. Her
right?
whole life
Right.
was, well, at once she took over the body, her whole life was trying to learn what it was to be human.
Yeah,
So she wasn't thinking about culture stuff. She was just
exactly.
Right.
showing what she's been looking at on movies and
She's just
different things like
consuming
that.
everything. Right.
Right.
Yes, yes.
And
She
that's
didn't
what
have
she
her own
was.
identity. Yeah,
Right.
Exactly. And that's what
yeah,
she was. Even at the point of, you know, taking these men out. She was a consumer. She consumed
Right.
she consumed spirits and memories.
Mm-hmm.
The body meant
Mm-hmm.
nothing, which was actually kind of a pretty cool thing where this is just a vessel. It's what's driving it.
Mhm.
It's the
Mm-hmm.
spirit that's most important. It's the
yeah,
memories of each person that she absorbs in order to be like, okay, I'm getting one step closer to fulfilling the promise to the shaman, which we'll get.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the thing about it is that now we kind of get to see, um, one, how propaganda works, two, how fucked up war is, because we've all known war is hell. You know,
mm,
I never understood the term war is hell until I saw, you know, like Platoon and Apocalypse Now. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
go and look at American war movies, you look at The Great Escape or The Dirty Dozens, even those movies that did World War II, what is it, Bridge of Iwo Jima and all of that, they romanticize World War II.
Right. And
Mhm.
glorified it.
They
Right.
glorified it. They made it this beautiful thing of American triumph. You know, oh, we
Mhm.
lost Schultz, but we still took out the Krauts. Or you know, the Pacific Theater of Operations, you know, oh, we took out Tojo and his men. You know, it's that they made it a beautiful thing to be in war.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always said,
Mhm.
you want to know the truth, you talk to the people who lived it.
Right.
We couldn't You could never get anyone to talk about World War II the way you can get somebody to talk about Vietnam.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Because, like, even, you know, our grandparents, grandfathers might have been in that, you know, might have been overseas in the Navy or the Army or whatever. Um, Many of them, my grandfather never talked about his time in World War II. He lost a brother in it. You know, I lost a great uncle in that war. All he has is his service revolver, and that's it. That is it. He never spoke about his time in the military. And my grandfather was in the Navy. You know, my dad had partners from back in the day who fought in Vietnam. You can't get them to talk about it. They'll talk about the mama signs they hit, you
Mm-hmm.
know, the little, you know, the little moments of getting some, or yeah, you know, we used to smoke weed, but they never talked about what truly happened, you
yeah,
know. And in this moment, I think we finally saw what Tick was most afraid of, and that was to see his other side. You know, we saw a little bit of it when he was pounding on Montrose. We saw that, but we always thought, okay, that's just child abuse finally just brewing up from the top.
Right.
And we saw kind of in full bloom, you know, and I know we're going every which way because
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to pull the really good things about this episode.
Mhm.
And I thought that, like I said, I thought the episode was pretty cool. Many didn't.
Mm-hmm.
People were just like, I'm not feeling it. I didn't like it. And you have every right to feel that way. Not every episode is going to be a knockdown, drag out, amazing show episode.
Mm-hmm.
But there was some inklings of oppression, perception,
Mhm.
pain, hell, all of it was still there. It's just a different culture now,
Mhm.
you know. And even with the whole communist thing, like just the lineup of them lining up the nurses,
Right.
you know, didn't think we were gonna see Tick then, but oh damn, the way he made his appearance,
I had to look twice and be like, "What's that Tick?"
yeah,
I couldn't believe it.
you know, like whoa, what in the good hell? But once again,
Right. So
a,
quickly.
a good man put in a bad situation,
Mhm.
that's gonna change, you know, because like
Mhm.
most men who go to war, they do believe in what's being sold to them. America
Mhm.
is the hero. We're going to make sure that we fight for this country. And we all know black folks love this country more than they love themselves sometimes. And coming home, we now and look at Tick. He fought for the betterment of the country, and he still come home and get called a nigga.
Mhm.
You fought
Let me
over
speak.
broken goods.
I want to speak to that, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from a military family, you know, my husband's
Mm-hmm.
he's a former Marine, and my son, he's in the Army now. And one thing that my husband and my son both have told me is that when they join the military, it's about erasing who they are
Mm-hmm.
and them having one mind.
Right.
So it's almost
Mhm.
like they are erasing their identity when they
Become a
go into
hive
the
mind.
military. Exactly, because
Mhm.
you're not supposed to think on your own. You're supposed to do what you're told.
Right.
Just
You
Right.
follow
know,
orders.
That's
because
understandable. Mhm.
exactly, because when you're in war, you have to be able to follow directions.
True.
Not saying it's
Mhm.
right, not
Mm-hmm.
saying, I'm just saying what it is. My thing that I understood when it came to Tick is that he didn't know who he was from the beginning.
Right.
So he wanted to belong to something so
Mhm.
badly
Mm-hmm.
that, I believe that it was easy for him to just go there and follow directions, not even blink when the guy
Right.
told him to shoot the woman. He
Yeah.
didn't even blink.
He
And
he
then
he
Right.
followed
and
directions like a
he
good
followed
soldier.
directions.
Like a good
Exactly.
soldier.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And it was almost like he was a robot. And it
Yeah.
took
Yeah. No
him falling
emotion.
in
Mhm.
love. Exactly. It
Mm-hmm.
took him falling in love for that humanity to come back out of him, for him to realize who he is, and
Mhm.
that he's not the monster that he from the
Mm-hmm.
things that he
Right.
did.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, and then I saw him smile. I was like, Tick
Mhm.
is smiling.
Yeah.
Right.
That was my first time seeing him smile throughout the whole,
Right. You saw his
Mm-hmm.
teeth.
season.
Right.
He was Kool-Aid smiling. He
Right.
Right.
was so happy. And
Mhm.
but we didn't see that side of Tick until this episode.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I love the fact, I actually enjoyed the episode. I
Mm-hmm.
love the fact that it showed a different side of Tick,
Yeah.
and then it answered a lot of questions on
Yeah.
why he acts the way he acts now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
he was
And
and
why he's so open to
traumatized.
monster, right? He's so open to
Yeah.
monsters and magic and all this
yeah.
stuff. Look what he went through,
Yeah.
It
Yes, he
was,
was
Right.
traumatized.
and I feel like he was weaned into that with his uncle and his
Yeah.
dad and their stuff, but it didn't come to fruition, or it didn't get tested until
That
he was in
moment.
Korea, and then he
Yeah.
really knew what was up.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
when he mentioned
it was tangible.
yeah, that his father like did his job more than he can ever imagine, like
Yeah.
by beating him, it kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
got him prepared. Hmm.
Yeah.
right, right.
And I think the whole with the moment of the lineup, it didn't take me by surprise. I sat there and I went, okay, now I see. Because you remember
Mhm.
when they were at the lodge and it was after Tick and the fake JR had their scrap and Tick kills her.
Mhm, mhm.
And he wants to tell Uncle George the shit that happened. And
Mhm.
George had to reaffirm that you are a good man.
Hmm.
Mhm.
You are a good man. I thought that was a really good moment to go back to that. Because you see, Tick just walk up, pop the woman, keep it moving. Heartless, robotic, like you said. And but it was something else that caught me was how quickly, or even I won't say quickly because the show moved it quickly. Like he said, he's smiling again. He's normal. You know, he just did something atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's like, oh, okay, well, I'm okay. I got to
His
get back
humanity
into
is
it.
still
My
there.
humanity is still there. I'm not
Still intact.
completely an evil SOB.
Right.
I'm just following orders that was told to me because, like you said, we have to take our identity away. I'm not Atticus Freeman. I am a soldier of the United States Army. My commanding officer told me to do something, so I have to do it. So I was just like, okay, that's actually, I feel it. I'm never going to be in that situation if that ever came to part. You ain't put hands on me. I don't put hands on you. You know, you got I'd have to look at him because I know I'd be court martial. I'd have to look at my commander. What she did? What she do? You need to shoot her. For what? What did she do? Did she call my mama a bitch? No? Oh, okay. Did she burn? Did she give me the clap? No? Well, I wouldn't shoot her for that. I'd shake her. I can't kill. You know, I'm not cut from that cloth. I know me. And it was just so funny that, you know, it just threw me for a loop because the way they portray Tick, I was actually happy to see that. You know, that, you know, even the hero has some monstrous shit, has some villainous stuff inside. We're not all inherently good, but we're not all inherently bad. We have everything, you know.
We're be a balance.
Yeah, it's a weird balance.
And it kind of goes to Tick's character. You know, like to me, it was just like another puzzle piece in putting everything together. Tick is he's a doer and a fixer. And that comes from obviously his military background, but also probably his trauma with his dad. And so he knew that he gets the job done. You know, now in this case, this job was not his to be done. He was just going by what he had to do. But, you know, when he's back at home, he goes straight into protection mode when it comes to Letty and when it comes to his family and the people he loves. And so that kind of, you could see where that intensity comes from with being in the military. And you'd always say, oh yeah, he was in the military, and they could have left it there, but showing this and showing that he loved through that and was able to love even in the midst of that was, you know, just another, you know, pinpoint to his character that I appreciate. I didn't get it till after the show ended, like the episode ended. And I was like, okay, so that's why I think is kind of a badass when he want to be, you know. When he was so hesitant with Letty. He was so hesitant with Letty because if the chick who I lost my virginity to turned into a nine-tailed demon while we're doing that, I would be hesitant too, you know. So I get it now. I get it. Because at first I was like, "What? Letty is everything. What's the problem?"
Yeah.
But of course, he's coming off of this trauma also of this lady. So or this lady demon fox, whatever.
Yeah, nine-tailed fox demon, nine-tailed fox spirit. You know,
can't get a break.
Well, and the funny thing is, I kind of thought about Harlem Nights. You know, like when Quick killed Desiree.
Jasmine guy,
and he goes back and it's like, so how was it? I killed her. Oh, you killed the pussy. Nope. You killed the pussy up. And it's like, you know, how is that for the ego? Man, I turned her into a monster. Like his ego should have been inflated.
I don't think Tick was
I don't think it would have.
thinking about that.
I don't think so, because it was like
Tick was getting out of Dodge.
Bitch, I got to go.
He was naked.
Well, let's go back. Let's go back a little bit, because I really do want to talk about the plan, but yet the change in plan that JR had, you know, after seeing people that she considered friends killed in front of her. I thought at that point she was going to reveal her true self.
I thought she was going to kill everybody.
And let them tails get to going. You know, I really thought it was going to be like, oh, shit, this is a Naruto moment. Come on, let's go.
It wasn't rage. Yeah, she didn't have any rage. She
had no rage. But like,
I believe
she said. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I believe that she did that because she wanted him to suffer. Because, you know, she really did care for the ones that he killed. That was her best friend, and he just snatched her away and just walked up to the other women, just shot them like they were nothing.
Right.
So I truly believe that was the spirit inside of her, just trying to gather and get him close and make him fall in love with her.
Right.
And go ahead and kill him. But if you guys to go back a little bit more, remember when she what was his Korean friend name?
Oh,
I forgot the guy who was from America.
Yeah.
Remember
when
he used him to translate, excuse me.
Yes. Remember when she was asking questions and he said, well, why don't you ask him? Because I was drafted, but he signed up, he volunteered to come, and I think that she was taking in all that information, and that was what was festering her, because she was like, well, who would want to come to war? Who would volunteer? You got to be really twisted to come over here and do what you're doing.
Well,
so I think that
not just twisted. Also, let's keep in mind, Tick was also escaping too.
Yeah.
He wanted to get out of Chicago. He wanted to get away from the grasp of, the drama of Montrose.
Yeah, but she didn't know that. She didn't know that, but she didn't know that. She was just thinking that, I think that she was just making it, trying to justify what she was about to do to him.
Right. Well, she needed to know. She needed to know.
You volunteered to kill people.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You volunteered to be this animal, this monster.
I need to know the truth.
I even more so need. Right. Yeah.
And then you come to find out that even the monster needs love too, because the more and more she talked with Tick, you can start to see that, she's actually having a liking to him. Because I mean, her plan was flawless. Infiltrate.
Yeah, but Tick was romancing her too.
But that's what I'm saying.
Tick turned it up. And Tick turned it up too.
And the spirit actually learned what love was. Because remember, she kept telling the mama, I don't know what that is. I've never felt it before.
Yeah.
And now that I feel it, maybe I don't want to give up your daughter.
Right.
I don't want to give up this body. I know what that emotion is now, and now I want it. And the mom was like, bullshit, you best go kill this black son of a bitch, because I need my daughter back. It's time.
Right.
You see me here.
She said she felt love, but she was different levels.
Right.
She was like, I feel love. Like your husband loved me. So her understanding of love was kind of messed up. She said she felt love from all these different men, but she didn't feel love until she experienced Tick. He was the love that she really was looking for.
Yeah, but the mama like, look, bitch, the kimchi need to be made. I need my daughter. Let's go.
I want my daughter.
Kill him.
She wasn't hearing it.
Nope. She wasn't hearing it. She wasn't about that. Nope. She's like, nope, we have a promise. Promise needs to be fulfilled. Give me my kid. Right. And what the mother didn't truly understand was that you really had your daughter the whole time. Like, in all honesty, even though it was the Kumio, you really did have your daughter. This was time to make amends for turning your head or closing your eyes and going to sleep while your daughter's being molested. This was the time for to either beg for forgiveness or just say, I was so wrong. This is the time for apologies and making things right. And you went and you were using her to get back on your faults. That was your effort.
That's exactly what it was.
You know, you sacrificed your daughter to give her body to a vengeful spirit because you screwed up.
Right. And I think if she would have got her daughter back, it would have been the same thing. You just would want your daughter to be married off so you can live a better life.
Right.
So you're still a trash mother. She's still trash.
On so many levels.
It's no win with her.
And it wasn't fair. You know, it really wasn't fair. And I think what it was that the Kumio was just basically saying, I see your game. I already know your game. Fine, I'll play with it. But now I know what it is you never got and what your daughter also lacked, because that man didn't love your daughter. That man was harming your daughter.
Right.
And sometimes I think also her mama killed her. I think her mom killed her for the simple fact that the man that she married did not want to lay with her, wanted to lay with her daughter. I think there was embarrassment. I think there was anger. And I think she killed her daughter. And in order to make things right, she, you know, made, just take the daughter because I need her back. And I'll do whatever.
She sacrificed the daughter to bring about the demon or whatever.
Right. And I will do whatever it is. All I ask in return, just can I have my daughter back? And that was the deal. Okay, you take 100 souls, you'll get your daughter back. 100? No problem. Here you go. Hey, demon, go out and feast to your heart's content. You know, and I just think it was her trying to fix a huge mistake that she
made.
She made. I think that was of her own doing. Now, I don't know. The man could have been violent towards her, could have been putting hands on her. I don't know, because I can never tell somebody how to get out of a situation that I've never been in. Yeah. And even if I did, I know what works for me won't work for someone else. You know, so for anybody to yell, you should have killed his ass in his sleep. Maybe that motherfucker slept with one eye open. We don't know.
Well, Gia apparently killed him.
Yeah, Gia killed
the demon,
the
whatever.
Demon took revenge. You know, so
she raped him before she killed him.
Yeah,
right.
Which was just all right. Karma is a mother.
But I mean, you deserve to die.
Can I say something?
Yes,
I realize?
Don't ask, just say.
Okay, so I want to think that what Letty and Tick have is real love. And what he and Gia had is not that form of love. It was filling the void of something they relate on together, like the same thing. You know what I mean? It is a form of love, but not the kind of love that Letty and Tick has.
Right.
That's how I feel. I feel like
I agree. I definitely agree with that, because they always had the wartime women, and then they come back home and then they marry whomever they were supposed to marry in the first place.
They don't always bring back.
I think it was for convenience. I think they were both in a bad place at the same time,
right?
And it worked
only them can know or fully understand each other. When he comes back home, woman probably can't, I'm talking in general, in real life, can't relate to the war life and how that, so it to me, I felt like it wasn't that kind of love that Letty and Tick has. But maybe I could be wrong,
I agree with you.
I mean,
it's valid. What you're saying is valid.
It's a valid
I
point.
think I feel like it was more of like a redeeming love. Because they needed each other at that moment. So I'm not taking away anything away from the love of it, but I think it was on a different level.
Exactly.
I feel like Letty is more like his childhood first, person that I have a crush on. I've been crushing on you, but I don't have the confidence, to approach you like that. But he lost his virginity to a spirit demon. Come on,
right?
Or he's gonna always be connected to that.
Or so we think, because
or so we think.
What I really enjoyed was the way they did the whole love story. It was basically carbon copy MGM movie.
Right.
I'm the GI. She's the little, she's the Asian girl. Like when you watch those old movies,
the
local girl. If you watch,
they hate each other at first.
Right. Oh, you're a pig.
And then something
you're
happens.
the enemy. And then they fall in love.
And he saves her from something.
So they did the old classic, classic movie romance story. And I thought it was nice because they even had the music to flow with it. Him and her watching the movies together.
It was very romantic.
Very romantic.
Very cute.
Yeah.
And she, that's when the Kumio realizes, oh, so this is actually true. In the movies I've watched, in the visuals that were given to me, oh, so this really is real. Now I feel it. But then, like with all love stories, they gotta have an issue.
And I just realized that, the mom, that her only redeeming thing was, is it real love if you have a secret?
Yeah. And she had to.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Right. Because I was just like, oh, this got a point.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of there was some very, very deep secrets. You remember because
Child, you have 9 tails.
yeah,
Well, you still
That's
is
a
he
big
gonna
secret.
still
You got
love
9
you?
secrets.
right.
Yeah,
Are they
yeah,
gonna love
yeah,
you if
Right.
you show your true
If you show
form?
them who you are, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
are you gonna
Which
show
is a
your final
classic.
form? I don't think you
Right.
will.
Right.
I don't think you can.
If he still loves you after that,
Right. Then
Then you
all is
know.
good.
then all is good.
But
But
once again,
girl,
he had
it ran out
secrets
that
as
knee.
well. And could
He
he
did. You're right.
divulge that? Because when the truth started to flow and she, they had their actual intimate moment because they had it twice, remember? They did it
Mhm.
in the tent while they were watching the movies, and then they had to
Yeah.
stop
Right.
because
Yeah.
she didn't know if she could control her her
Right.
true form.
He didn't go
And
all the way.
right.
Mhm.
And also uh will I can't kill this MF at the base.
On the base. Right.
On the base, they gonna come in and slaughter me. But I mean,
Mhm.
you're a spirit. You'll probably survive.
Right.
But the thing was, it was like, was Tick truly a virgin? Because that's what he explained. Look, I'm a virgin. I am a virgin. And I was like,
I've never done this
is that
before.
true?
Yeah.
Or is it
The
just
way that
the way he played it? Is he trying to do like a man? Oh, I don't know nothing. I, can show me the ways of love. You know? Ashley, your mic is gone. So if you were trying to say something,
Hold up.
yeah, there you go.
I got too excited.
Oh
You can hear
God.
me now?
Yeah.
I almost want to say,
That
"Oh, poor
scene
baby."
that's exactly what I said. Oh, shit. Here comes the
Oh Lord, he don't know what to do.
He just held her tight.
Yeah. Roll with it, bud. Play the part.
Oh,
That was
God.
his first time.
Okay,
His
so
facial expression.
oh yeah, his
Oh my
face.
God, that
He
was
had-
everything.
He had the
He did a
first
great job.
time
2,
vinegar.
3 minutes.
Yeah, he did the first time vinegar stroke. I got it. Because at first
That
I was
his
kind of
first
like,
time.
are you playing the game to get in the
No.
because you really didn't have to, because she really was falling in love with you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also that could have been a ploy on her part of going, okay, let me do this in order to truly ensnare him so I could take him home and blow his brains out.
Yeah.
Literally. So it was
She gave him that, I'm gonna teach you how to do this.
yeah.
Let's
I
just
got
knock
you.
this one out.
I
Yeah,
got
let's
you.
just
Yeah.
knock this
I'll show
one
you
out,
how to
lay
do
down.
this, son, because you better be prepared, because they're gonna
Right. Because
you
she's a
gonna get
pro
some
at this
tail
point.
in
She done
so
had
many ways.
99 men. Right.
Right.
Oh,
She
you're
done had at least
right.
99.
Yeah.
And you remember she said that? She was like, "Well, I'm not."
Yeah.
And she was
And she
like,
said
put
it
on
so
attack
cool,
mode.
too. She was said it so cool.
Like,
I'm not.
sir, calm.
She's like, "I'm
Fuck the
not."
dumb
Oh,
shit. Fuck the
I'm
dumb
your
shit.
first. At least she
Let's
didn't
get
go,
it.
I'm your first. Oh, baby. Well, you number 9. You're going to be 100. You the
Thank you.
centennial celebration.
100.
100.
That was the spirit
That was his
part
first
of
time. You ain't gonna
her.
tell me.
Yeah.
That
That was
was
definitely
spiritual
that was the
saying,
spirit part of her. Yeah.
Right.
I'm okay.
Mhm.
That's
Yep.
cute, but I'm about to show you what it's all about.
Right.
And when
Yeah,
he hit,
because it was different. It was so different when they actually did it. The way that
Yeah.
she took time with him. She
Right,
was
right,
like,
right.
relax, I don't want to hurt you.
Right.
And she was so loving
Yes.
to her. And you know
Yes.
what? You remember when Tick and Letty had their first encounter?
it was
Mhm.
it
You
was
remember
rough.
when she
Passion.
Yeah, and you
Oof.
remember she told him that she was a virgin. You remember how broken he looked in the
Yes.
restaurant?
Yeah.
It makes me
yes.
think that because she took her time with Tick.
And he didn't take her
Yes.
time.
He
his
didn't
time
take
with
his
her.
time with Letty.
And he was kind of broken up about that too.
Yeah, he
Right.
felt really bad.
So I was
It
wrong.
was up against a bathroom sink,
But
child.
I still kind of thought, ooh, look him trying to. You ain't got to be slick, bro. You ain't got to
No,
lie.
that was real, child. Come on
Giving
now.
it
That
to
was,
That was real, honey.
that was
when-
authentic.
Because when he did his old face and I saw the vinegar stroke, I was like, all right, you done. Ain't no round 2.
All he could do was hold her.
Yep.
Right.
Stick your thumb in your mouth, fall asleep like a baby. Good job,
know.
bro. At least you went
was-
3 minutes. Most of us usually go 30. So
That's when he
props to
fell
that
in love.
military training.
I think he got like 3 good strokes in it. He was done.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was.
Oh, yeah.
He was
In
done.
real time. That was
Well,
yeah.
To quote one of the great podcasts that I listen to and people I follow, DJ Ben Amin, #FoxWap, because that Fox damn show had some WAP and it put it on him. He had it. Well, he went swimming in the waterfall and he found the grace. So
Yeah.
he was sprung.
For them whole 2 minutes.
Hey, it don't take but a second to find heaven. Think about that.
Mm.
And
Mm-mm.
it was
No,
props to him.
I ain't gonna agree with that.
You know what?
And
But
he
we go.
was so
That's
open with
That's
another show.
another
her.
That's the
conversation
other
for
show.
you ladies to have. I'm not in that.
That's another show. That's another
He
show.
was
As a
so
man,
open with her, and just
Yes.
emotional
yeah,
with her, and
Mhm.
just it's like we got to see his heart in this episode.
Right.
You know,
Even
he,
when he cried.
he was very
Right.
emotional. He's like very
Unbridled.
girly in this.
Right.
I really thought
Lord,
after
I
that
was
moment,
like, Tig.
that next
Mm.
scene, I thought the song from the courtship of Eddie's father would have came on. People, let me tell you about my best
Wow.
friend. She's a one-hearted person.
They had a
Yeah.
compilation of all they were.
Oh
They was
yeah,
dancing and
they was
singing outside.
skipping. I
Yes,
was
It
like,
became an MGM movie.
exactly. So it
Mhm.
followed
you're
the
right.
MGM movie
Mhm.
It
motif. Because
did.
even in
Yeah.
Right.
the so-called love making parts, remember it would only be they'd hug and kiss, and then it would take a
Mhm.
shot of the ocean
Right.
and then
Right.
fade, and it'd be like
Waterfalls.
30 seconds later. They're sitting there like, let's go have ice cream, and now they're
Right.
a couple. So it was
Right.
it was a good moment,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but as usual, all
Short-lived.
good moments are short-lived in this show.
It's still Lovecraft.
It's
She's
still
still a
Lovecraft
demon. She's
Country,
still a demon.
and
They had to
it had to
remind us.
be.
Right.
Yes.
Don't get
Yeah.
it twisted.
Hey, y'all remember when them tales?
God.
And speaking of, little trivia. Props to the only victim that we did see, because we didn't see her do the American soldier, the white guy, because she took him out.
Mhm.
Remember?
Right.
Yes. Good.
That was
Mhm.
99. I want to
Okay.
say about 98. Props, because that is Ando from Heroes. Y'all remember Heroes on NBC about what happens when people have superpowers?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
Hero, you remember Hero, the little guy who could time travel and he was like a speedster? That was his buddy, Ando.
Oh
I just
wow.
wanted to throw that out there because I was sitting there and I was going,
Cool.
hey, it's Ando. And then he took his clothes off and I'm like, oh, Ando.
Bye, Hondo.
And then he blew up and I'm
Ando
like,
grew
oh,
up.
Ando.
Right.
Oh, like
Yeah.
I actually thought, how you didn't feel that tail?
Mm-hmm.
You was
He was
in
in
there.
the throes
He was
of
in there. He was
Passion.
in there.
I guess
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
You know, I was
He
like,
was
man.
he was already like blowing up.
Well, and I
His facial
literally,
expressions too.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I didn't know her eyes were gonna do what it did
Ooh.
because
Yeah.
I thought it were gonna look like a fox's eye. I thought it
Yeah.
was just gonna turn into a monster's eye, and I was like, oh, she's transforming. Here comes the werewolf or whatever she is.
Right.
And when
Yeah.
them eyes just went, yump,
Out
I
of
said,
all
well,
the orifices.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know what? I'm okay with that. And when I
Mhm.
counted the tails and I counted 9, I was like, where the
Mhm.
hell is the 4th Hokage? I need him because
Mm.
she is evil. But I just wanted to throw that little bit of trivia. That was so cool to see him because I haven't seen him since Heroes. No, I saw him in a couple of other movies, but it was so cool. I was like, Ando, and I just went, oh, he
Bye.
dead.
Bye.
Bye, Ando. If only
Very
Hero could
short
turn back
lived.
time and pull you away from that shit. But
Yeah.
let's just go ahead. We're gonna kind of wrap it up because, like we said, this wasn't the deepest episode, but it did have some deep stuff in it.
It did.
Let's go to the end. The mom had already told him, "Will he love you? Because you can't have a real love, a romance, and loving relationship with secrets,
Mhm.
and the secrets to behold, and the secrets to be told became evident, and it came out, and they were in their room, in the room. I know last time Ashley said, "Man, I want a circular bed." Beds are evil.
Ooh.
No.
Okay, Lovecraft
I
Country have just pretty much said beds are not the safest place.
Square,
beds
They are
equal
circle,
evil.
death.
it don't matter.
Yeah, beds
Yeah,
equal death.
circle,
Or
rectangle,
at least
square.
blood. Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah.
trapezoid. If it's
Something's
a
gonna
bed,
happen.
you're gonna die.
You're
Just
gonna die. Yeah.
poor Uncle George laid in the bed, died.
Yeah.
You know. Who else?
Ruby turned into a
Ruby
white woman.
turned into a white
Uh-huh.
woman, died on
Mhm.
many occasions to be
Yeah, kept
reborn.
on dying.
You know, tick, square bed. Well, you could have died, but
Mm.
Right.
they were
99 other men died.
died.
What
So
is that?
there was the passion, there was the love, there was true love, and then the secret needed to be revealed that
Mm.
Gia was not truly all human. She is truly a nine-tailed fox spirit known as a Kumio. And I'm sorry, it looked like Tick's expression won the whole episode for me.
Acting.
Yeah.
Great acting,
Give him
but
the
not
Emmy.
just
Give him
acting.
the Emmy.
But not just acting.
Yeah.
That is a black person.
That was a black
Authentic.
movie.
When the
You're
weirdest
right.
shit is about to drop.
Yes.
Authentic.
Tick was
He didn't even
100%.
get dressed.
Yeah, he
Tick
just grabbed
was
his
like,
shit and
what
was
the-
out.
When the first
What
few
naked?
tales came, and I felt for J.I. I actually felt for her because she
Yeah.
really was in love.
Mm.
But her nature took over. And when she tried to grab the two from her nose and pull them
I
back,
know.
and Tick
Yes.
was like, what the fuck? What? That look, I was like, yep, that's a
Yeah.
black man, ladies and gentlemen. That is black people.
Authentic.
Authentic.
Yeah.
That is not acting. That is truth
Yeah.
to power. That is how we
Mhm.
do. When the weird shit comes, our faces will tell the tale. And
We gotta go.
we got to get up out of here. And sadly, he
Mhm.
couldn't because them tales was like,
They latched on.
I
Yeah.
never had chocolate before. Time to try it now.
Right?
And I thought chocolate was bad to, foxes and dogs, but nope. Those eyes popped on and the tails came and latched onto them. And we saw these images, which with her, the images that she see of all of her victims are memories, things that have already happened. And the fact that while we did see Tick with his mom as a child, playing with a kite, Tick being whipped by Montrose as a child, the abuse. We see Tick getting on the bus, either going to Chicago or leaving Chicago. We see Tick with another woman. That's not Letty. Which is why I asked, was he truly a virgin? We don't know. That could have been Florida. That could have been a moment in Florida.
He went. Yeah.
Before he went, yeah.
So I
So,
thought it was the future.
well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Florida is the future because Florida, he leaves.
It's after he comes back.
It's after he comes back because he goes to Florida. So we see that, and I believe we see him and Letty. And then the last image is him, kind of strapped into some contraption. And his eyes are wide open, and then he slumps over, and then you have the snot bubble.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is death because if I don't see blood, he ain't dead. But the interpretation, which makes her freak out.
She received,
Yeah, oh my goodness, someone I love.
He's gonna die.
He's gonna die, and she flings him. Naked and all, man. I was just like, oh, bro, you ain't getting no breaking career, man. Oh, and I forgot there was another image. There was a very gruesome image of him holding her friend while they pull her teeth out.
Oh, yeah.
Which is where I thought the Kumio would have stopped and said, oh, that's what I needed. And we don't have Tick, but then we wouldn't have Lovecraft Country if Tick died.
Right. Yeah.
So she had to see all of this and see this horrible sight of a person she felt as a friend get tortured because we didn't speak about it, but her friend was taken by the Americans because they felt she was a traitor and was giving out.
She was a communist spy.
She was.
Yeah, she was a communist spy because she felt like, well, they're the truth and you guys are the assholes, and I'm gonna go with them. So she flings him. And you see all the naked Tick. So, ladies, you got some naked Tick. Congratulations. And
better than Tree. I can talk shit now since Melissa's
not here.
He's finer than Tree. The legs look good.
Don't worry, I'll text you. I'll wait for the fight.
Told you so.
So now the secret is out. Tick, being every black person who ever seen some crazy shit. What the fuck are you? Like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Funny.
What are you?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a Scorpio. And you see now, she tells him, okay, I am a fox spirit, but I was here to kill you for what you did because you killed my friend. And Tick wasn't even listening to that. Tick was like, what the fuck was coming out your nose, ears, ass, eyes?
Yeah.
What are you?
He wasn't hearing
opportunity to
anything
tell
that
me.
No.
she was trying to explain it to him, but he was
Right.
like, I ain't trying to hear none of
Mm-mm.
that.
Right.
Because he
Uh-uh.
actually told her that that she was gonna kill him
Right.
before they were intimate.
Mm-hmm.
Before they had that, because he was like, "You made me fall in love with you.
Right.
Why? You made me care for you.
Because I
Why?"
was gonna kill you for what you
She said,
did.
"Because I was gonna kill you. You killed my best friend."
And I think it was the whole thing about, oh yeah, also Tick getting ready to leave because he did his time and he was able to get out of Korea. So he was gonna go home.
Yeah.
But then, like he said, I can stay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I started saying, oh, okay, he really does love her.
Mm-hmm.
Because any other dude would have been like, hey, it was good. It was fun.
Peace out.
Come to America.
Yeah.
Or come to America. Like some soldiers have done before. Look, come home with me. I guess my GI Bill will get us a nice little house in the suburbs, maybe. But he was willing to stay.
Yeah.
And once again, she saw, oh wow, he really does love me, and that's leading to the love making and the truth being told and him losing his shit. And she tells him, you can't leave. You are going to die.
Don't go
And
home.
he was like, don't go home. Don't go home.
How did she know that was home?
Right.
Well,
Because
just
he
saying home.
told.
Him saying, I'm going home. And the video, I don't think she saw Chicago on the bus. But what I'm thinking is, and matter of fact, the Chicago bus. That's the bus he's on when he's
at the beginning.
back, at the beginning.
Yeah. Because he was leaving Kentucky to go to Chicago. Yeah.
To go to Chicago. Well, Florida to go to Chicago. So for me, I was looking at it and I said, oh, okay. Home, even though he might have told her that he's from Chicago or whatever, but
well, I'm sure she just saw that it wasn't Korea.
It wasn't Korea.
He wasn't in Korea.
Right.
And the fact that he says, I'm going home. And seeing him dead, that vision of him slumped over and probably dead. Yeah, don't go home. Death is waiting for you. It's there. To quote the great Gil Scott Heron, home is where the hatred is. But in this case, home is where the Grim Reaper is waiting on your ass. Don't go. Please don't go. But he wasn't listening to the warning. He was more concerned that, bitch, you got tails coming from everywhere. And I ain't felt it. And you just spring that on me. It wasn't a moment where she was just like, please don't do it. And then she transformed. No, it was in a moment of intimacy and love. And then you bring that out on me. I don't think I can love you. You might have fleas. I don't know how this thing goes. So, and she feels a new emotion, a new human emotion. Heartbreak. True heartbreak. Pain. What do they call it when they throw you away or whatever? Abandonment. Now she feels that. But even though she feels it, she still loves him. And she needs to protect him. So now it's time to go, hey, mama, you effed up. It's time for you to rectify and get this worked out and done right. And now we get to see the shaman, the person who got the nine-tailed fox spirit into JR. And it goes in and they talk about, I love how the shaman just told him, look here, the deal was for 100. And I love her hat. Her hat was so dope.
Yes.
Because she was doing her blessings and everything. And when she saw him, she's looking at him like,
what y'all doing over here?
What y'all doing here? Girl had the fox coat, had the fox mink on, the shoal. Just
100, not 99.
Not wait a minute. We said 100. Right. You had 99.4 because you didn't get the full 100.
Right.
Why are you here? And the mother trying for redemption. That's why I want to say it's time for her to redeem herself.
And I was like, after what?
After what? Yeah. Like she said, I will take it.
But the punishment,
I'll take the punishment. Please help her. Finally, yeah, she will take the punishment.
Right.
Where she should have been the fox demon, not her daughter.
From the beginning.
Right.
And that speaks a lot. You're right. It speaks a lot.
That's what a parent does.
Right. But once again, we don't know how the deal went. Because the fox spirit might have told him, and this is where I'll go into anime. Look at Naruto. Naruto had to have been a baby in order to be merged with the nine-tailed fox. So JR was young. The transference could have killed the mom, and where's the vengeance?
Gotcha.
So youth, more spirits love youthful souls. So they go for the youth. Watch The Exorcist, kids. But
even beyond that, Anthony, if that was okay, I'm just gonna take it personally because I have a young
mother. Your mother.
I'm not waiting on no spirit to take over anybody. If I know you messing with my daughter,
you would have been that spirit.
Period. I don't need to make no kind of covenant, no demon.
Right.
I don't have to go seek no knowledge from anybody.
Right.
A mother is going to defend her. Well, a mother is supposed to defend her child. Period.
Right. But once again,
period.
You're a mother. You know what you got to do. You know the contract that you made once you gave birth to that baby.
Yeah.
She's trash.
This mother. Well, once again, she's trash. She's a mother.
Yeah.
But once again, and I'm not trying to mansplain. I ain't even in this. But I look at it. She knows her contract. She understood it the day she pushed that baby out of her womb, and she said, "All right, this is my child." She knew what the contract was, but at the same time, this is a traditional setting. This is old school thought. A woman is never to say anything in that. This is the 1940s and 50s. This is Korea. This is Asia. This is
she's unmarried.
She's unmarried. They look down upon her, as an unwedded, an unwed woman. So she has no power. And I'm not defending what she did. I'm just kind of looking at it from that perspective. Yes, is she trash? By all means, call waste management. Put her in the dumpster. But at the same time, she's also a victim of the times. You're a mother. You're going to do what you got to do to protect your child. Like he said, somebody's going to jail, and it's going to be you because you did what you had to do to save your baby. She is in old world thought. A woman is not supposed to speak. A woman is only supposed to be kept. A woman is supposed to do this, and this. Ain't no stepping up to shank a man who hurt your child, because that's the man of the house. He has the domain over everything under that roof. It's a dumbass idea. It's a stupid fucking idea. But that's what it was. And that's what I kind of see with her. Not saying that's
I can understand where you're coming from. But to me, I feel like she was, even though that it was the timing and everything that they were living in, but she had a child out of wedlock. She was not a traditional woman at all. She wasn't. She was selfish from the beginning.
Right.
And I feel like she always looked at her daughter as a shame. So she never really connected with her daughter as a mother should have connected with her daughter. And I believe that's why she allowed what happened to happen to her daughter.
Right. Don't cry now.
Exactly. And then
you made her one.
Exactly. And then it took her breaking. It took her her daughter coming to the part where she was actually broken because she was so heartbroken that what happened between her and Tick. And that's what made her realize, okay, this is my daughter. Yeah. Regardless of what she is on the inside, this is my daughter.
Which is why I think that's the thing that daughter all that time. She had her child the whole time.
Right. All she had to do is accept the reality of the situation.
Because the shaman
could have had your daughter and still,
Oh, yeah, because the shaman clowned her.
Yeah.
What did you want to take the punishment? Okay. Bitch, look at this fox soul here. Pimp, a pimp ain't got time for them hoes. Because the way that shaman talked to her, that was a pimp talking to a hoe.
Yeah.
Right. She had that raspy voice.
Told her, read her to, like they say, drug her to filth. She didn't notice how she spoke. She never spoke to GI.
You're
She
right.
spoke strictly to the mother.
Right.
You're
I'm
right.
gonna show you just how fucking messed up you are.
Because she made the contract deal with her.
You made the deal.
Yeah.
This here,
This is what the result.
it's all on you.
Right.
But since you want to take the blame and now the punishment, all right, I'm gonna give it to you. And like I said, when it comes to dealing with magic and spirits, you better be ready to say it properly. Because if you don't say it right, you're gonna feel some up shit creek.
Repercussions.
The repercussions are dire. And what
especially
I love,
magical repercussions. It's like,
yeah. And what I love was the shaman finally looking at Gia, the Kumio, and she's like, look, I just need to know, will Tick die? And I love how the shaman went, bitch, you a spirit. You're everlasting. You're going to see a lot of death.
Why are you concerned with this?
Everyone you ever meet will die. Everyone will die.
Everyone you meet, you will die.
Right.
You live and if you go into the mythology, they live, it's said when a fox lives for 1,000 years, it becomes a fox spirit. So you've lived 1,000 years already. Why are you worried? You've seen death. You've seen these humans keel over time and time and time again for 1,000 years.
And you've taken life.
Yeah, and you've taken life. So why are you worried about this one?
I have so many questions when it comes to that. Because, okay, go back to the scene when they were having sex and she started manifesting.
Yeah.
If she was just the spirit and there was nothing else in there, what helped her to pull her tails back? Well, if this is my nature, this is who I am.
Right. And I think
why did she stop? So it's something to me. It's something, and I don't know if it's because Anthony, like, tell me I get a little too deep, but I don't know if it's because of all the souls that she has taken on, if she has also taken on humanity, because our humanity is attached to that. You know, I'm like, it's something, but it has to be something that allows it to happen like that.
The first victim that we saw that she took, Ando, rest in peace. Ando
was a cheater.
Well, a cheater also, yes, a cheater, which is messed up. But you saw the joy of
carry his ass home.
Well, that's true. You did, but you saw the joy of
what's going on?
him being married. No, but think about it. You saw the human joy of marriage, him being with his lady love. You saw him with his daughter, his child, the happiness of being a father. Okay. Yeah, he's scum. His willy went in a different direction, and it found something, and it found the repercussion of sleeping around on his. Gadir, you okay? Because you kind of. I'm not feeling it.
I cringe every time.
So every soul that's taken, you're going, like you said, it's an attachment. Those feelings, that elation, that pain. Because even at the end, you see pain. The last thing she realizes is pain of that body being destroyed. So she takes that on too. But the fact of not taking Tick's life and seeing Tick and seeing the things he went through and then seeing that, oh my goodness, he can die. And then being a emotionalist monster, being given emotions directed to you, not by using your nature, but actually being used and given to you by another entity that's not being taken by force. Because every time she takes a soul, it's by force. Those men aren't giving that to her. She's taking it. She's taking power, everybody. She said enough. Sorry. Kumio. So she's taken, all of them are taken by force. So it's not a natural gift. Tick is a natural loving gift. So now she's like, oh, wait, he loves me. Even though I got 9 tails and they come out my ears, nose, and ass. He loves me in my eyes. He loves me. I never felt that. I never felt what it truly felt like to be the one to take his virginity. That's love.
Mhm.
And being, like you said, she was very patient and caring.
Mm-hmm.
She,
And
oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I feel like that's how she was able to see his future,
Right.
because she probably was never going to kill him. So that's why she was allowed to see the
To see
future,
it.
because she
And
was
Tick's
the end of
blood.
the line for all the other guys.
Right.
You know, so they didn't have a future.
And he had so
you
much
know.
more to
You're
do.
right.
And Tick's
Right.
blood is blessed.
And he's
So
also
Yes.
magical as
the
well.
right, the
So
blood
yeah,
probably said,
she
"Ooh,
was
wait a
able
minute,
to
boo."
see.
Right.
Right.
You know, two
And
magical
so
beings.
she was never going to kill him.
That is. So now, because she can't kill him and she's in love, I need to protect him. Why? Because he truly is special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure he doesn't die while being special. And
Mhm.
like the shaman said, bitch, look, you child,
They got
stop
nothing
that.
to do with you. Sit
Ain't
down.
got jack shit to do with you. You've been around for 1,000 years,
Tick
1,000
got a
years more.
demon on his team now.
Yeah, you know, and that's
He
the
got Letty
thing
with hot sauce, and he got a demon
with 9 tails.
with 9 tails.
So
All coming. I think they're gonna all show up and whip somebody's ass.
and
Ooh,
the
I
thing
can't
is,
wait.
I
The
feel
girl
like
from
that's
Florida
what's
needs
gonna
the
happen.
girl from Florida need to pop up too.
Right.
yeah, and who is
Whoever
she?
that homegirl
Who
All
is the
of
black
them.
woman from Florida?
Right.
Who is the woman? Like I said, I saw a titty.
Got another
But
little boot.
I had to rewind. Well, you know, that one time watching, I had to hurry up and rewind because I said, "Ooh,
Mhm.
that's too dark to be Letty."
That's not right.
Yeah.
And
No,
when I
but
saw
go
her, I
ahead.
said,
You
"Oh,
got you a
okay,
dark beauty.
okay." He another relationship. You know,
Mm-hmm.
trying to find his way to the one, his true love.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? Letty might not be his true love.
Let me
It could
tell
be
you.
G.I. It could be the
Mm.
woman in Florida, or it could be
Never
someone
know.
else. We never
Yeah.
know. We don't know the journey of Tick. We only saw the supposed end of Tick.
Mhm.
Right.
Like I said,
Mhm.
if there's no blood, there's no death. But once
Right.
again, Lovecraft. So like I said, the shaman just look at it and say, "Okay, bitch, you're gonna see 1,000 more, but all right. Here's the
Yeah.
answer." And then it ends because we don't get the
Mhm.
answer.
Yeah, that riddle where she was
The
like,
riddle.
the reason you're asking is the same reason you call this woman your mother.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was like,
And is it the nature of it, or have you become human?
right.
That's yeah.
You are
I
no
feel like that's
longer a
what
vengeful
she came
spirit.
back. Yeah.
And this is why I say now the Kumio is no longer just like the Chinese version of the nine-tailed fox or the kitsune in Japan. The vengeful spirit now becomes a loving guardian.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because
And
you had the
now
opportunity to
you had the
avenge and you
opportunity
didn't.
and you didn't. And now you're a guardian.
So yeah, it was a choice. Like she made a human thing,
Made
which
a human
everybody has a
decision.
choice,
Right.
Right.
and she made a
To
decision.
create or destroy.
Right.
Exactly.
And she went against her nature.
She went against her nature. And you know what? They kind of like hit on that a little bit when she went to the mountain and she saw the fox. Remember when she saw the
Yeah,
And the
fox?
fox
Yeah.
was just looking at her like, "Girl."
And she was just looking at it and I'm like, okay.
But I
I
love
think
how the
that
fox was just like, "Bitch, you know what you did.
Right.
You know what
You know you fucked up, right?
You know you don't." Yeah. That was a Menace to Society moment. You know you fucked
You
up.
had one job.
You had
You had
one.
one
sis.
job.
You could have been free.
And I bet you that fox was like, "I'm 999 years old. I'm going to be you next year." I bet
I'm
you.
about to take your spot.
I'm going to take your
Right.
spot. I bet you I won't slip. Everybody going to get this fox wet.
Everybody getting
And they
it.
going to die then. And it ain't no get wet. It's going to be straight up. Get whap or die trying.
Funny.
And no need for trying. Get whap, die trying. That's it.
Yep.
You know, it's just
That's funny.
sad. It's gonna be something crazy. And here's
Yeah.
this is my hot take. This is my prediction for episode 10.
Okay.
G.I. comes to America. G.I. sleeps with Captain Lancaster and kills him.
Hmm.
That would be so awesome.
That's
I
a
think
reach.
I'm reaching.
Damn.
Oh, call me Mr. Fantastic.
I'm on it. I'm with you with that one though.
I am Mr. Fantastic. I put the busy in the B. Lancaster gets killed by the WAP. I guarantee.
I would love that to happen. I don't know how
I
possible
would love
that
that
is,
to
but
happen as well, but he needs to be killed by a black person.
slowly
Slowly. Well, maybe that black skin he got
torture him in that
might come
closet
back
like
for.
that guy.
Maybe so.
We might.
Maybe so.
Maybe so. Maybe he might be the
have a
beast with
spirit
two
out there
heads.
that
Yeah, that
trying to
might
come
come
back
in
for
and
their
start pulling the skin off of him in a black man forms.
Yep.
And It's this huge brother that just snaps his neck. We don't know, but I would say it would be hilarious if Gia, in being the guardian spirit, will go to her base nature and take out Lancaster in the That's just my hot take.
That would be some poetic justice. It really would.
Yeah, because I would love for him to be like saying every crude, nasty thing they can say about Asian people, Asian women, and as they're doing it, and he thinking he protected because, you know, what if he also has the peen of a black man? I don't know, because from the neck up, he ain't about shit. Downward, who knows?
Well, downwardly, I want him to meet a stiletto.
Thank you. Right? Hello. Thank
that would be the perfect end to him.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man. Or let him get the stiletto, and then you still see the tail afterwards. The tails come after him. They don't have to have sex. Ruby could come in and say, Ruby could come in as Hillary and be like, she'd say something, you know, cool. And Lancaster will try to force himself on her, and he'll say something disgusting, and Ruby will just be like, well, let me do what I do best. On the ground, hit all fours, and he ain't expecting it, and then all of a sudden, and then here comes Gia. I think if they tag team, it'd be tails and stilettos, and it would be a wonderful day.
That's an anime.
Oh, that's an anime.
For real.
Because I'm telling you, the first time I saw her do it to Ando, I went, what the hentai? I thought we was watching hentai. I was like, okay, this is some overfeed.
Yeah.
And I would even go as far as to say they may not even have sex. She may just use the tails to lift him up and split him in two.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
I just think he'll have a horrible end. That's just
of course he better.
He's gonna have a horrible.
I don't need a season 2 of him.
Right, but here's my other hot take: Christina Braithwaite gets away. Nothing happens to Christina, because if you think about it,
well, nothing happens to a white woman.
There you go.
Hello. That would make sense.
She's probably gonna marry a future president or some shit. She's gonna be a.
Only thing she's going to do is change her identity. She can just
or she'll turn herself. Yeah,
there it is. I
already know how to become a white man, so
yeah.
That is my hot
take.
Would not surprise me.
Right.
Because we are on the back end of Lovecraft Country. Everybody, episode 5 was the hump. 6 is we're now over the hump. We're in the back 5. Time to get crazy because the previews for the next episode.
I can't wait.
I'm ready. I'm so ready for Hippolyta.
This is how I'm gonna call it. This is what Wonder Woman would be if she was Nubia. Yes. And if you don't know who Nubia is, it's the corniest introduction to having a black Wonder Woman. I am your sister. I am your black sister. I am made from dark clay. Okay, whatever. Girl, but they made changes in DC Comics, but Nubia,
I mean, the cheetah lady should be black, but she's,
Yeah, well, no, actually, no, I wouldn't do that. Let her be white. Okay. But I think I love the previews. I love it because in the book, Hippolyta, I'm saying it as Hippolyta. I ain't got time to be black on it. Hippolyta. Come on. Hippolyta. But what I like is that the way they describe Hippolyta, she is this free spirit who is kind of not trapped, but is locked into being a mom, a wife. But she was a child who had a very free spirit, a very free imagination. The thing about her loving astronomy is something that supposedly at the time women weren't supposed to be into. And then if you're black and a woman, come on, that's not a part of the culture. It's now we get to see, just like with Ruby, who is Hippolyta uninterrupted. And I think that episode, just to see her in the 1920s as a flapper girl, just looking all kinds of awesome, and then seeing her as a warrior.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I can't wait.
And my question is it on Earth or on another planet?
Right. Because it looked like she's spinning the wheel.
Exactly. The Ori.
Whatever that thing is, the Ori.
The Ori. And I love how it ended when you hear her battle cry saying, I am Hippolyta. And I was just like, all right. Little tear. I had a little tear for her because I was like,
I'm excited for it. Yeah.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
I cannot wait.
Because
it's going to be good.
If it's an episode Black women should really watch, this is the episode. Because just like seeing Diane being an artist and, you know, being a sci-fi lover, because guess what? Black women, Black girls, you have imaginations. Use them. It's not always about dolls. Use them. If you love science, do science. If you love math, technology, whatever, please. And Black parents, when your daughter says, I
put your girls in STEM.
Put your girls in STEM, especially if they say, Mommy, Daddy, I love to be an engineer. Do not give them the bullshit of women shouldn't do that. Let them be. Because if Mae Jemisin's father would have been like that, she wouldn't have been an astronaut.
You're right.
Let's pay attention. There are many others. Katherine Johnson, the women of what was the movie? Hidden Figures. These were women who did stuff that supposedly women shouldn't have done. And especially when you're a Black woman, especially in them times, you had a role. You were supposed to stick to that role and play to that type, and play to that type. Let children be free. Let them be free in their thoughts, especially young Black girls, young Black boys. You know, one of my favorite directors, Terry Gilliam, said, you know, that shouldn't be with Black Panther. And to him, even though I love your movies, you as a human being right now, fuck you. Even though that was last year and the year before, you said that shit. Black children, use your imaginations, have fun, learn, grow, become what I wish I was, the computer genius. I wish I would have came up with, you know, not the iPhone say, but apps and stuff. I always loved computers, but I never got into them the way I should have. But I'm not going to project myself on you. You live the way you should. And I don't think children will be watching this. So I'll tell it to the parents. If your kid loves art, nurture it. If they love science fiction, nurture it. If they want to become engineers or build rocket ships or become astronauts, nurture it, because they need to know that it is okay to use their imaginations for the betterment of themselves and us. And we need more people to be out there who look like us, doing the things that we can only imagine. President, we did that. We should have more. Good luck, America. But we need more people we need more of us in the science field. Doctors, you know, we always say the same. We need more doctors and lawyers. Yes, judges too, and police. We need us. But definitely in the STEM, we need to be there. There are now Black video game developers who are coming to create their own companies, and they're starting to make these dope ass games. I was a fan of the Black College Experience video game. Many of you Negroes weren't. Shame on y'all. I think I was the only Black person that bought it. I think I'm the only person that bought it. But if you didn't, put it in the comments and say you were wrong. I bought the game. We are out there, but there needs to be more of us, not to be the first, but to be normal, but to be a part of the norm. To where it's just like, oh yeah, I'm an engineer. Yeah, girl, whatever. I do quadratic equations and all this shit. Oh, that's nice. You know, it's not. We're not at that point yet. We're still at. She's the first to do this, or he's the first. The time for first is still here, but now we need to not only just be first, we need to be a part of the norm. To where it's. Almost do it like African families. You are nothing until you are a doctor. Make those professions become the norm, to where children are just like our children look at it and go, I don't have to be a rapper. I don't have to be a basketball player. I don't have to be this. I can be this and do whatever I want to do. Now, if your kid wants to go and be a rapper, Lord nurture it, buy their mixtape. because you might be the only one to buy it. But make sure that they have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
And I know that that's so stereotypical to say, look, but it's always good to have a follow-up plan. If one plan don't work, if plan A ain't working, plan
That's
B.
wisdom. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. That's
so
wisdom.
Right. And it's about ownership also.
Right.
Just if you trying to be a rapper, but also learn the engineering side. Learn
That's
how
right.
learn
to
the sound.
be
Yeah,
in
learn
the
how to
business.
be a,
You know,
That's
like
right.
just learn every single
Yeah.
aspect of whatever
Exactly.
you're into. So that way
Yeah.
a fallback doesn't have to be, oh, I'm gonna just go and work somewhere. You can still
Right.
be in an industry you love and do what you love. Just know that
Exactly.
there are facets of that, you know. So
That's right.
yeah.
So
shout out to the supportive parents.
That's right.
Shout out to y'all.
Big up. Big up.
Mama and Daddy, I love you.
Parents, thank y'all.
Aw.
You know, Dad, he's not here to hear it, but Pops, thank you. You
He
think
is
you
a
ruined me, but
Yeah.
you didn't. You actually made your son just an awesome, cool blurred,
Right.
which I know he's happy about because, like he said, you never brought shit home from the street,
Yeah.
and that's all. That's
That-
all I
There you
that's
ask
a
go.
for
black
my
father.
son.
That's
So
the biggest compliment a black father can
I
give
was gonna
you.
say, you never brought shit from the
You
shit
never
in my house from the
caused us
street.
drama.
You never brought drama from the
Perfect.
street in my house. So
That's the highest compliment a child can get from their parents.
exactly.
Right.
So as I say to parents, I don't care, I'll talk to the white parents too. Watch next week's episode. If there's some
Yeah.
sex in it, cover their eyes, but then have a conversation about sex. Come on.
Right. Or
Grow
just
up.
watch it first and then
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
say, well, you can't see this. Go get a
especially
fruit snack.
girls.
But
Right.
for
It'd
young,
be the same kids already watching it on
That's
TikTok
what I
and
said. They know
Exactly.
so much
They
shit
good.
anyway.
They
we
good.
parents need to wake up. Like seriously.
Yeah.
I
It's not like
know,
when
it's
we
so
were kids
brutal.
and you tried to watch Skinamax or
Yeah,
porn
yeah.
and it was all wavy. It's on your phone, kids. So I'm not condoning it, but it is what it is. But
Exactly.
I
So
think next week's episode is going to be a fun science fiction filled romp.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I
yeah,
think
I'm
we're gonna
excited about it.
see some good, wholesome, old school sci-fi action.
Yes.
Right.
I
Dimensions and shit. Yeah.
yeah, and plus Anjanou Ellis, who plays Hippolyta, I have a crush on. I've always loved her.
She's so beautiful.
She is
Yeah.
such a beautiful lady.
She really is.
Even though they
Yeah.
try their hardest to make her look like a 50s mom, you can't.
Yeah.
It's like Ruby. Thick women are in. She is one of them. Let her glow, let her shine, let her blackness show, just let her beauty explode on the screen.
Mhm.
But sit and watch. And when I say this with all truth. When your kid turns and look at you, hopefully not because they saw a titty, but they saw a black woman be
Titty is
a
like your word
hero.
of the day today.
I think titty is the word of the day.
Yeah, I think titty is the word of the
Drink
day.
every time you see.
Blink every time you hear me or any of us.
You
This
should
is
put
a
that,
unique day.
put that in the description.
Yeah.
That
Every
is
time you see
funny.
titty.
How many times
It's a
did Anthony
party.
say
Anthony say
titty?
titty.
Right.
This is not a tin cup. It's a titty. So if they look
Sorry.
and say, Mama, could I do that too? I don't care. Lie to them. Yes, baby.
Yes.
You can do whatever you set your mind to.
Yeah.
And then make sure you have a disclaimer. Don't bring no bullshit in my house.
Mhm.
And with
Don't
that,
show you titties.
and don't, well,
Yeah.
It's
not
good
me.
advice.
Good advice.
It is good advice.
And that came from
What
a
about
woman.
Cardi? What about Cardi B? I can already hear them.
Yeah. She didn't
Cartier
show her titties when
does
she
what-
was younger.
Yeah, Cartier does whatever she won't do. She a grown ass woman, but you are a child.
That's right.
You ain't about
Use
to make $1 million off of them.
There you go.
No. So just
That's right.
Your
keep them to yourself.
imagination and let the world know how great you are. From when you
Right.
let your imagination grow, you shall
Uh.
grow as well. So I think it's time.
Reading Rainbow.
The more you know. Where's LeVar Burton? Damn it!
Right.
Get him on the show.
Oh my
if you could
gosh,
get
I'm
LeVar
so
Burton.
loved. Oh my
We
gosh,
need
I
to
had
tag
such a crush on him.
I don't want reading
Aw.
Rainbow LeVar Burton. I want the LeVar Burton that was
I
cursing
want-
people out on Twitter. LeVar Burton.
Hello, that's what I need.
The
Wait,
one-
LeVar was cursing.
I'll
Don't
send you the
destroy my
link.
childhood.
I'll send you the
No,
link.
it was legitimate and yeah, it was called for.
When Black
He
Twitter
gave him a
was
good
telling
read.
folks, y'all got the reading Rainbow man cursing, America is fucked. So
Yeah.
y'all are evil
I mean,
people.
Oh,
but it was
God.
definitely necessary.
It was definitely necessary. It wasn't like
Okay.
LeVar Burton was
Yeah,
sitting
yeah.
there going, I need to call
No,
a
no, no.
motherfucker. No, LeVar Burton was saying,
He enriched me.
yes,
Yeah, it was definitely necessary.
you
Okay.
are a piece of
5-star
shit,
read.
and you don't have to take my word for it. And right when they said it, I just went, beep, beep, beep. But it's just me from reading Rainbow. But hopefully we can get LeVar Burton on the season finale of Devon County. I highly doubt
That'd
it.
be awesome.
But if
I'll start the tagging right now.
yeah, hashtag. Hey guys, hashtag Lady Stays Ready, and also hashtag LeVar Burton visits Devon County. LeVar visit Devon County, please. So
Hashtag titty.
hashtag titty. Okay,
Girl.
you see? Stop
The
putting
titty drinking game.
get the titty out your mouth and listen.
Oh,
So, ladies and gentlemen, we better end this before it becomes
Yeah.
before it becomes a P Valley P Valley show.
We have to change the rating. We're about to have to change the
Wait,
rating.
who said they finished watch P Valley?
Ashley.
Okay, Ashley finished. Topeka, you finished?
Yes.
Dear, oh Lord, I guess I got to
ready.
do some to get you that show because we need a binge watch and recap of P Valley.
I'm so ready.
I know some people. I'm trying to get them because we need a roundtable discussion of P Valley. But since we're not doing that yet, we are in Devon County, and ladies and gentlemen, the sun has gone down, and as usual, Devon County is a sundown town, so that means it's time for you to get in your cars and ride on out because, we do not want you here after the sun goes down at night because you are not going to make it. So, as usual, thank you to my fellow tour guides, Miss Gadir McHale, the lovely poet extraordinaire, let's see how I can put it, a goddess of word, the goddess of words, I'll put it like that.
Thank you.
Miss Topeka Van Horn, Rudgal, Jamaica, bo, 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 Brooklyn. Next time she comes on, she's going to have a Brooklyn flamethrower. I'll have the air horn. If you don't know what does anybody know what a Jamaican flamethrower is?
Yes.
Give it.
Wait, where's my lighter?
There you go. There you go.
I had a lighter.
Pick up your lighter, guys.
Look,
aerosol can, and there it is.
Yeah.
Oh man! Also, before I finish the round out, big rest in paradise to Toots Hibbert of Toots and the Maytals. One of my favorite dance hall bands, one of my favorite Jamaican singers, Toots, rest in peace. He was 70, 74, 75. He passed away a few weeks ago. I'm heartbroken because hit Funky Kingston is one of my favorite songs. 5446 was my number and is my number is one of the best jail songs ever made. If you've never heard it, I guarantee you should go listen to it. He is, to me, he's like a soul singer. He's like, not say Sam Cooke. I think he's more of the Wilson Pickett of Jamaica, but better yet, he is the Toots Hibbert of Jamaica. So rest in peace. My condolences. Yeah. My condolences to his family. Rest in paradise. Your music lives on, so your legacy continues to live forever and ever. So now that I've said that, I cannot forget the thug in charge, the head thug in charge, the HTIC, Miss Ashley effing Bro. Y'all know the phrase. Y'all know who the best. Might as well cut the check. Ain't two things this woman ain't never seen is a turtle with speed and a nugget she needs. You understand? And you know why? Because water is wet and grass is green.
Grass is green.
There you go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this was episode 6 of Welcome Devon County. As usual, please like, subscribe, share, comment. We want to hear from you. We love you. Only so much. But give us a blue thumbs. I know last week we said ain't nobody give a fuck about no blue thumbs. Well, guess what? I do. Because if you love it, you love it. If you don't love it, let me know why. Be about your life. Don't just come here with no bullshit about, man, y'all suck. Bitch, tell me why. And then when you finish parting your lips, I'm gonna staple them shut because you don't know what you're saying. Oh, wait, did I threaten the viewers?
Yes,
Yeah, you did.
honey.
Ah, well, fuck it. Anyway, so thank y'all so much for watching. No, like seriously, love the feedback that I get from people. We want more, we crave more. Continue to watch Lovecraft Country. Let's get it. Let's hope that this is not a one and done. But it feels like it because I haven't. There's no announcement from HBO saying that they're going into a second season, so this might be a one and done story. But let's make sure we let people like HBO know that Black folks have amazing stories, and even though this was written by a white man, Black folks took it over and made it just as good as the book. So, in closing, again, you know the drill. Wash your hands, wash your feet, wash your ass. Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you go out, wear a damn mask. We don't know when this vaccine coming.
I ain't taking it.
Trust the science.
Me either.
Don't trust the politicians.
Right.
I'm saying it, but wear a mask. Be safe out there. Good night. Good life. Once again, rest in peace, Toots. Rest in peace, Abby. To all the folks who have left us, rest in peace. To all the folks who are still here, take care. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. That's how we end it. Bye, bitch.
Bye.
Bye, hoes.